Alright guys, welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation. If you're new to the page, please follow, subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment. When I left off on the last one, I was coming out the yard for the first time in prison, B Facility Delano, also known as North Carolina State Prison. So I'm coming out and thinking I'm going to meet a bunch of people, figure out who's who and what's what and what area of the yard belongs to my group, and who I talk to if I have a problem type of thing. And somebody's gonna lace me up with what's going on there and how things work and all that sort of stuff. So I make my way out to the yard for the first time, and I'm shaking a couple hands and introducing myself, and another white guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey, are you ready?" And first thought that comes to mind is that I need to put in some work. That they're going to send me on a mission. But now, in my mind, I also know that there was tension with the skins. So that could be a possibility too. And like I said, it was eerily quiet on that yard. Now, anybody that's done any time knows when it's quiet, everybody tries to be nonchalant because although they know something's about to go on, and everybody starts grouping up. So you have, all the Southsiders over here, Paisas over there, the black gangs over here, the white guys over here. And so basically what dude was telling me was that what I was ready for was that the yard was about to kick off. Now, my first time on a prison yard, I've been here 10 minutes. And shit's about to get wild. So, once again, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up, and I'm like, fuck, are you kidding me? We're about to do this again. So, I'm like, well, what's going on? And he looks at me and he says, "Are you ready or not?" So, you stick your chest out a little bit. "Yeah, I'm ready, bro. What's up?" Who's the issue with? And as it turned out, on this one, the issue was with the blacks. So, it didn't take long. I don't know what the issue was, why this was happening, but it was about to happen. Now, I had been in a previous melee, which is like a mini riot, basically, in LA County Jail, which I told in the other story, the LA County Jail riot. You can go back and check that out if you haven't seen it already. So, it wasn't my first rodeo, but it was my first rodeo of this size. There's a lot of people on this yard. I would say several hundred. And, I don't know what the breakdown of how many blacks there were out there and how many whites there were out there. I'm just landing on the yard. So, I don't know nothing. I just know shit's about to get crazy, and here we go again. So it kicks off, and it's loud. That's the one thing I do remember, was it was really loud. And luckily, I was kind of off to the side in a one-on-one of sorts with this black gentleman who I don't know who he was, where he was from. Couldn't tell you none of that stuff. But we're just throwing hands. We're going at it. They're shooting tear gas down on the yard, and I'm hearing fucking screams and shit from off in the distance. And, it looked like a scene from a movie or something. Tear gas is gently blowing in the breeze. And they're yelling, get down, get on the ground. And fucking alarms going off. And so as me and him are going at it, we kind of look at each other like, okay, you done? So we start to prone out. Now, in a riot like this, you definitely don't want to be the first one on the ground for a number of reasons. First being, if you get down too soon, somebody's probably going to come and stomp your head. So for security reasons, that's one of the reasons you don't want to do that. Another reason is there's a lot of people paying attention to what others are doing from your own car. Now, your car is your collective, the group that you belong to. So, well, there's cars within the car, like you have IEs, LA, Orange County, in the woodpile, along with many other cars, just depending on where the pen that you're in. It tends to be it tends to be closer to home. So if Sureños are prominent in the area that you're in, and more likely they're going to be there. If, like, I was with the IE, so this wasn't too far from the Inland Empire, which is San Bernardino and Riverside counties. But so back to it, we're throwing them, tear gas is flying. We kind of look at each other like, to be honest, I don't think either one of us was really that interested in what was going on. I don't know why this kicked off. I don't know what was behind it. I still don't know. I wasn't on that yard that much longer, but so we both get down, and he pops back up. And this is a common thing in these sort of occurrences. So he pops back up, I pop back up. We go another round real quick. We go to prone out again. And now I pop back up because this time he landed the last punch, so I need my get backs. So we're going again. We're throwing them. We look at each other like, okay, you ready to get down? And we prone out and pop up again. And we do this several times. And like I said, there's tear gas flying around and shit. And by now there's a skirmish line, I think they call it, where all the COs, they form a line and they sweep the yard basically. So somebody got pepper sprayed pretty close to where we were going at it, and we kind of look at each other and like, yeah, we're cool on that. So, we stay down. But the thing is, people always say nothing ever happens in reception because everybody's just trying to get to their pen. Well, I can tell you things do happen in reception. And I have another story I will tell at a later date about a child molester who was my bunkie. And that's for another day though. But so basically now they get us all separated and we're zip tied with those zip ties, and we're left, proned out basically on the yard for what seemed like hours and hours. As one of the COs was passing, I asked, hey, how long did that last? Because it seemed like forever. And he said about 7 to 10 minutes. I'll tell you what, if you've never been in one, it seems like it goes on forever. But, a lot of people got rolled out to ADSEG, and luckily I wasn't one of them. I don't know. I'm sure there were people that had weapons out there, but I wasn't one of them, and the guy that I was fighting wasn't one of them either. And luckily, we were able to isolate ourselves from the majority of that mayhem. So all in all, if you don't do drugs and you don't break the law, you won't have to worry about being put in situations like this. Once you become incarcerated, you have no choice of where you're going to go and what situation you're going to be in. So don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.